Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Wednesday, May 14th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, Cash App $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the New York Yankees versus the Seattle Mariners rubber match. Obviously, we're tied up 1-1 with the Yankees winning game one and beating the brakes off of the Mariners 11-5, but we were able to find a way to get the victory yesterday 2-1 in 11, and hopefully we can end up winning the series with Luis Castillo on the mound. So let's get into the starting lineups. Let's cue up the music and take a look at the thumb. Happy Wednesday, everyone. And on the thumb, on the left, you know who it is, one of the best players in the game, and right now the front runner for MVP in 2025, Aaron Judge. And on the right, a guy that's been heating up in May, and hopefully that hot streak will continue, Julio Rodriguez. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting New York Yankees. Leading off for the Yankees in center field, Trent Grisham. Batting second, playing first base, Ben Rice. Batting third, DHing for New York, Aaron Judge. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, right fielder today, Cody Bellinger. Batting fifth, playing shortstop, Anthony Volpe. Batting sixth, playing left field, Jason Dominguez. Batting seventh, making his first start in 2025, second baseman, DJ LeMahieu. Batting eighth, catching today for New York, J.C. Escada. And batting ninth, playing third base for the Yankees, Yorby Vivas. And on the mound for the Yankees with a 2-2 record, an ERA of 4.75, Will Warren. And now let's get into the starting lineups for your Seattle Mariners. Now, J.P. Crawford was listed to be the leadoff hitter, but he is a healthy scratch. So he's going to get a day off unless they have him pinch hit later in the game. So leading off for the Mariners at second base, Miles Mastrobuoni. Batting second, DHing for Seattle, Jorge Polanco. Batting third, playing center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, catching today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting fifth, playing left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting sixth, playing first base, Rowdy Tellez. Batting seventh, playing right field, Leody Taveras. Batting eighth, playing third base, Ben Williamson. And batting ninth, finally getting into the starting lineup, shortstop, Leo Rivas. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 3-3 record, an ERA of 3.95, it is La Piedra, Luis Castillo. And we're going to need Luis to pitch like Brian Wu yesterday, since Logan Gilbert and George Kirby are both still injured. Wu is our 1, Castillo is our 2. Bryce Miller went to the injured list today. So obviously we have Emerson Hancock and Logan Evans as well. But again, we should be getting George Kirby and Logan Gilbert back in about a week and a half. And then we'll have to decide who that fifth pitcher may be on the roster. Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Brian Wu, Luis Castillo, and I assume it'll be Logan Evans over Emerson Hancock. At least that's where I would go. But hopefully we can get a good, line of hits kind of strung together in the matchup. I'm not sure how many home runs that we're going to get. And obviously, both games in the series, were a little different. In game number 1, there was a lot of home runs and a lot of action. Yesterday was a pitcher's duel. This one should be somewhere in between, I believe. So we might end up getting like a 5-3 kind of game. It could end up being higher than that, could be lower, but hopefully the bats will come alive for both teams and we'll have some good action here this Wednesday afternoon. We'll be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall, and obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. And the faster that we can get to 20, we can hit the YouTube algorithm, and then we'll be able to get more recommendations, which will lead to more people and potentially more subs, more views, and donos for the stream. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. We are ready. Hopefully the Trident will get to be used a few times this afternoon. On the mound for the Mariners, Luis Castillo. Leading off for the Yankees, center fielder Trent Grisham. On deck, first baseman Ben Rice. And DHing today for New York, Aaron Judge. Cole in the building, what's good? Cool kid in the building, what's good? First pitch to Trent Grisham, right down the middle with a strike looking with a four-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour to Grisham, 0-1 count. And again, that's the start that we're going to need out of Luis Castillo if we're going to have any chance on trying to win this series. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike looking outside of the zone, which should have been called ball, called strike. The umps have been pretty crazy in this particular series. Strike zone is not the traditional. Balls are strikes, strikes are balls, and it might have been maybe the most worst officiated matchup by an ump that I've seen all year yesterday. But again, we still were able to find the win, and we'll see what we get here today, here in the top of the first. 0-2 pitch. Low and away with a slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Grisham. 1-2 pitch to Trent. Slider fouled away. Tried to jam the hitter at the knees. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes from Castillo to Trent Grisham. That man in the building, what's good? And shout out to all the new subs that we've acquired within the last few days, the last few weeks. The last few months, and anybody that has subbed, since 2025. Appreciate you guys very, very much, as well as all of the OGs that have been watching for years on end. 1-2 pitch. High and away with a 4-seam fastball by Castillo. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Grisham. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Wednesday. And obviously, we feel a little bit better, in this particular series, getting the dub yesterday to give us a chance to be able to win this series when we won 9 consecutive series in a row, but then got swept by the Blue Jays. In play on a 2-2 pitch and flied out to center field. Julio Rodriguez is there. 1 away. Nice job, Julio. Next up, first baseman Ben Rice. Wow, Julio robbing a home run. That was beautiful. And again, Julio had a couple homers, from Trent Grisham that went over his head. And finally, he ends up getting the payback here in game number 3 on the rubber match. That will be an ESPN top 10 play, 100%. Robbing Trent Grisham of a homer, and he leaped up there like a vintage Ken Griffey Jr. Nice job, Julio. Next up is Ben Rice. First pitch is high and away, fouled off. 0-1 count to Rice. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Ben Rice. 1-1 pitch. Takes a strike swinging, low and in the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Rice. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Got him. There we go. Nice job by Luis Castillo. 2 away. And again, getting a couple Ks early within the first couple innings is definitely going to be ideal for our chances of competing or staying close in the game. But it easily could have been 1-0 if Julio didn't make one of the top 10 grabs of robbing a home run so far in this season just a few moments ago. Next up is Aaron Judge. First pitch is low and away with a slider, 84 miles an hour, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is high and away, taking a strike looking with that slider. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Judge. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Aaron Judge, the best player in 2025, not named Shohei Ohtani. Batting .410 coming into this game, which is incredible at this point of the season. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is low and away with a slider by Castillo, 86 miles an hour. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with nobody on here in the top of the first. But it easily could have been 1-0 Yankees if Julio Rodriguez didn't jump over the wall to rob Trent Grisham of a homer. Beautiful. 2-2 pitch in play, and Aaron Judge singles to left into Randy Arozarena. Nice base knock by Aaron Judge. Batting average goes up as he's DHing today. Next up, right fielder Cody Bellinger. Hopefully we can get a force out here at second. Lauren in the building. What's good? First pitch, low and at the knees by Castillo to Bellinger, 1-0 count. And that Julio Rodriguez robbing a home run is going to be all over social media. Like I said, as soon as they get the film posted, it'll be on Instagram, Facebook, X, and all of the above. Wow, incredible play. And it's a big play is when you're seeing replays of it, not only on the Mariner broadcast, but on the Yankee broadcast on the Yes Network as well. I usually try to watch more than one if I can, just to be able to kind of see what they say, about their own team as well as ours. In play, and Bellinger with a double to right, Judge to third. Now you got runners at second and third with 2 outs, and hopefully we can get out of this inning here. Next up, shortstop Anthony Volpe. Top of the first, runners at second and third with 2 outs. Anthony Volpe in the box, and La Piedra Luis Castillo on the mound. First pitch, takes a strike swinging with a slider in the zone, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch from Castillo to Volpe, low and away, about 5 feet off the plate with the slider. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Volpe. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 likes within the first hour so we can hit that algorithm. 30 to 50 overall, and obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. Top of the first, runners at second and third with 2 outs. Castillo on the mound, Volpe in the box. You got to be able to check social media, Lauren, for that Julio catch unless you were watching live. Incredible. One of the best grabs of robbing a home run from an opponent that I've seen all year. Julio scaling the wall. Now, too bad he didn't do that in game number 1 when Trent Grisham had a home run and it popped out of his glove and then went over the wall, and that was a homer. And then another one that he was too shallow in center, and if he was back a little bit further, another homer went over his head by Trent Grisham, and Trent almost went for the trifecta for 3 home runs in the series. So Julio robbed it, and again, climbing the wall and being able to get your arm extended and over, that definitely reminded me of Ken Griffey Jr. from back in the day. And we get out of the inning unscathed. And again, this has kind of been the MO for the Mariners, where sometimes, we struggle in the first 3 innings where we give up a couple walks or we give up a couple hits, but it doesn't lead to anything. We leave them stranded, or maybe they score 1 run. But luckily, with runners at second and third, we were able to shut it down. And now let's see who's up next here for the Seattle Mariners. Now, J.P. Crawford with the game-winning RBI yesterday was slated to start, but I believe they tried to give him a rest day today. Bryce Miller got sent to the IL. Obviously, his back has been bothering him, and they probably should have done it, a few weeks ago. So we'll see where that goes once he ends up coming back. And since JP is taking a rest day, we may see him pinch hit later in the matchup. But starting it off, leading off, second baseman, not normally in this spot, Miles Mastroboni. On deck, DHing Jorge Polanco. And batting third, as having a fantastic May, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Let's go Mariners. Reflect in the building. What's good? Reflect, did you get a chance to see that Julio grab? Man, incredible. All right, looks like we hit double digits in the likes. We need 10 more to get to 20. We're at 10. Let's go, baby. And obviously with Bryce Miller, not really right with his physical, with the back, and then obviously mentally, it's probably been wearing on him as well. So I think, going to the injured list and just getting that body right and mind right will help us. But then another pitcher goes down, and we don't really have a lot of faith in Logan Evans or Emerson Hancock. So it really is Wu and Castillo until we get George Kirby and Logan Gilbert back. But it sounds like they're both going to be back in about a week and a half, which is a good thing for us Mariner fans. We need them. Pitching has been pretty shaky lately. Pitch right down the middle. Now an 0-2 count from Warren to Mastroboni. And with Will Warren on the mound, a 2-2 record with an ERA of 4.75. So definitely a winnable game, here against the Yankees. 0-2 pitch is low and at the knees with the curveball, 78 miles an hour by Will Warren to Miles Mastroboni. Come on, Miles. And I'm really happy that we finally get Leo Rivas in the starting lineup. I mean, it might have taken JP to have a rest day, but finally, nice to be able to get him a chance to play, which he should be playing every day. Pitch fouled off, low and away by Mastroboni. Will Warren on the mound, and Miles Mastroboni in the box. Bottom of the first, 0-0. We leave two stranded. Obviously, and the defense has been pretty good, overall. It feels like there's been kind of a shift in the air, from March and April into May. Again, pitching has been rough. Bullpen has been rough. Brash and Spire are finding ways to get it done, as well as Munoz in play. And Mastroboni lines out to center, one away. But again, it's just being able to try to find that right combination of offense, defense, as well as the bullpen. And again, once we get George Kirby and Logan Gilbert back, that'll be the start of things getting better and for us to heal a little bit from what has happened to us here in 2025. First pitch to Jorge Polanco, takes a strike looking with a four-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Let's go, Polo. One pitch, low and away with the changeup, 87 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. Would be great if we could get a Polo solo homer here, little dinger to kind of get us started. Yeah, on 7-10, and that's what they reported, that the main injury, on the injury report is the elbow, but the back, he's all, been interviewed many, many times. And so the back is a part of it too. So they could have put that injury on there as well, but they decided to designate it with the elbow. But the back obviously is not right. And, again, more than one injury for Bryce Miller, but hopefully he'll be able to recover. Pitch fouled off with the sweeper. low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Warren to Polo. But again, it's not like Bryce Miller has been, that good for us this year. Hancock, Evans, Miller have been really shaky. And for the most part, Castillo and Wu have been the trustworthy ones. And once we get Logan and George back, that'll definitely help us out. Since if we're really being honest about it, maybe Wu might be the only one that we really trust. And then obviously Castillo, even though he, is kind of hit or miss, a little bit more trustworthy than Hancock, Evans, and Miller, at least for now. And, we can't have one good pitcher and 4 that are liabilities. So at least we got 2 that we trust most, and then 3 that, need a little bit of work. And then obviously our best 2, besides Wu, are still waiting to get a chance to play. Pitch low and away. Count remains now 3 balls, 2 strikes from Warren to Polo. 3-2 pitch, and Polo strikes out swinging. Got him to bait low and away. Down goes Jorge Polanco. Next up, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Love being able to see him, have that intensity and fire in his eyes. And obviously, again, March and April, he typically starts slow, and that's how he always has been. And then usually May through, September, October, if we get to the playoffs, it gets much, much better. He's having a fantastic May. Let's keep it going. First pitch from Warren to Julio. Sinker fouled off, 93 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Will Warren on the mound, Julio Rodriguez in the box. Let's go, J-Rod. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike looking high and in the zone. 0-2 count with nobody on and 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Will Warren on the mound, Julio Rodriguez in the box. 0-2 pitch, low and away with that sweeper. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. 229 average, 7 homers, and 18 ribbies. But in May, batting pretty close to 300 and has 4 home runs this month. So definitely, doing much, much better than what we saw early on in March and April from Julio Rodriguez. And, based on some of our other players kind of hitting a wall and cooling off a little bit, Polo and Demo, we're going to need Julio and a few others to start heating up. 1-2 pitch, same spot, same location with the sweeper. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Warren to Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, Julio. Trident's up, baby. Let's go. And Julio strikes out swinging high and away. Nice pitch there by Will Warren, baiting our pitchers either low and away or high and away. And again, Will Warren, 2-2 record, ERA of 4.75, but hopefully we can find a way to rough him up a little bit there. End of the first inning, we're knotted up at 0. Let's go to the top of the second, see who's up for the Yankees. Next up for the Yankees in the 6-hole, left fielder Jason Dominguez. Batting second, making his 2025 starting debut, second baseman DJ LeMahieu. And batting third in the 8-hole, catcher JC Escada. Let's go Mariners. Yeah, right? I was about to say the same thing. Got to find a way to win. And it definitely would have been devastating for us to. We got 2 more likes to be able to get to 20. We're almost there. Thank you for all the people in the room. And again, the algorithm stuff works. We've had back-to-back 1,600, views on the Streams Plus. And again, hopefully once the Mariners start rocking and rolling and, the team plays better and then we start to get a little bit more love, from the algorithm and from others that are, either rooting on the Mariners or have a parlay against the Mariners. I'm hoping that we could get about 1,000 or more on every stream and we're kind of getting to that point. So shout out to all the people that have liked, subbed, donated, commented, and shared, and all the new subs that we've acquired recently. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Top of the second, 0-0, Yankees and Mariners. Now up, Jason Dominguez. First pitch to Dominguez is low and at the knees with a four-seam fastball, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, high and away, four-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour on the opposite side of the plate, 2-0 count from Castillo to Dominguez. Come on, Luis. And again, even if we end up giving a couple hits or a couple walks within the first 3 innings, as long as we're only giving up 1 run or less, obviously then we can still kind of be in the game. We just can't let them explode for like a 5-run inning, like they ended up having against us in game number 1. Dominguez, 240 average, 5 homers, 19 ribbies. Brian Wu and the bullpen were able to contain him all night with Wu, Brash, Spire, Munoz, and a few others. And we'll see what we get here. Takes a strike looking. 2 balls and 1 strike from Castillo to Dominguez. 2-1 pitch. Fouled off, high and away. Count now is 2 balls, 2 strikes from Castillo to Dominguez. Let's go, Luis. Grind it out, baby. Top of the second. We're knotted up at 0. We need an electric performance out of you. 2-2 pitch, in play, and popped out to third. Big Ben Williamson is there. 1 away. Next up, making his 2025 starting debut, second baseman DJ LeMahieu. First pitch from Castillo to LeMahieu. Takes a strike swinging. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count to DJ LeMahieu. 204 average, 2 home runs, 26 ribbies for DJ LeMahieu. 67 games played last year. 0-1 pitch. Fouls that one off in the zone. Behind in the count now, 0-2 to DJ LeMahieu. Come on, Luis. Let's go La Piedra, baby. Oh-2 pitch, high and away with a four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to LeMahieu. Let's go, Luis. And I don't think we feel as confident in Castillo as we do Wu, but much better than Miller, Evans, and Hancock. And then hopefully George Kirby and Logan Gilbert won't have any setbacks when they come, to play for the Mariners here in about a week and a half. Obviously, we've seen Logan Gilbert play pretty well, until he got hurt, and we haven't even seen George Kirby yet all year. LeMahieu grounds out to third, throw to first, 2 away. Big Ben Williamson active early and often, baby. I love that. Great defender at third, best that we've had since we've had Good Vibes Only, Eugenio Suarez at that position. Next up in the 8-hole, catching today, JC Escada. Love me some B-dubs. Love me some Ben Williamson. And first pitch, he jumps on it, in play, lines out to center. Julio is there. And that was a very quick inning. Good defense there by the Mariners. Let's go. I see you, Julio. I see that no-fly zone. Big Ben, I know what you can do at defense as well. Great job. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning, and hey, let's get some hits and get some runs early and often. What do you say? Especially with Leo Rivas in the lineup. I want to see him bunt. I want to see him steal a bag. I want to see him cross home plate. A guy should be playing. Next up, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second in the 5-hole, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. And it definitely hasn't found his hot streak just yet, but hopefully something will happen here today for Randy. Very streaky lately. And batting third, first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. Let's go Mariners. All right, we hit the goal of 20 likes within the first 30 minutes. Thank you to everybody. Now, next goal will be trying to get to 30, and then obviously if we get a good volume or the game ends up getting close, we should be able to hit 40 to 50 likes before the stream ends. So thank you to everyone that is showing that love and support. And again, we'll be shooting for 100 in the donos on every single stream. Let's go. And we definitely are going to be having a little bit of a challenge, for the rest of the month. It's not necessarily going to be getting that much easier, later in the month. Obviously, we're going to be stacking up, and we're going to be going a day off tomorrow. Then we got a 3-game set on the road against the Padres, who are hot, hot, hot. 3-game set with the White Sox on the road. 4-game set against the Astros on the road, a day off. And then a 3-game set against the Nats and a 3-game set against the Twins. So, again, we know how good the Padres are, and hopefully we'll be able to win 2 out of 3 there. But it might be only 1 out of 3. But for every series after, the Padres, White Sox, we could potentially sweep. Astros, we could win 3 out of 4. Nats, we could win, 2 out of 3 or possibly a sweep. And then obviously with the Twins, we're going to be shooting for 2 out of 3, but we'll see where it goes. But this will be an interesting stretch as we get into May and the beginning of June. Pitch is outside, low and away with the changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike from Warren to Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Nice RBI double to get us on the board. You and Julio have been stepping it up as of late. Let's go, Big Dumper. Pitch is low and away, about 5 feet off the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike from Warren to Raleigh. Takes a strike looking with that sweeper. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with no out. Here in the bottom of the second, Warren on the mound. Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh in the box. Let's go, Cal. I'll even take a walk here. And Cal Raleigh, unfortunately, strikes out swinging. 1 away. Nice job by Will Warren with that punch out. We'll give him the love. We're not haters here. Next up, for the Mariners in the 5-hole, left fielder Randy Arozarena. And if anyone was due for a Tridents up moment, it's definitely Randy. First pitch, high and away, takes a strike looking in the zone with the sinker. 93 miles an hour from Warren, 0-1 count. Already 3 Ks for Warren, pacing for 10. Oh-1 pitch, fouled off, tries to jam the hitter. Now behind in the count, 0-2 to Randy Arozarena. 0-2 pitch from Warren, low and away, 5 feet off the plate. Sweeper, 84 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Warren to Arozarena. 239 average, 5 homers, 20 ribbies with an OPS of 803. But it seems like it's been a long time since we've seen Randy go yard. I'm ready, I'm willing, and I'm waiting. 1-2 pitch, low and away with the sweeper. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Warren to Arozarena. Come on, Randy. And I know how good the Padres are, but, just like when we play the Yankees, I look for challenges. I'm not afraid of anybody, whether it be the Giants or the Dodgers or, the Padres or the Cubs or the Tigers. It definitely lets you know how good this Mariner team is. We may be in first place in the AL West now, but we want to be able to see how we match up with the big boys. And, some series are going to go our way, and Others are going to be a little bit of a struggle. And there goes Randy with a big strike looking punch out by Will Warren. See ya. 2 away. Come on, Randy. I mean, Warren, I don't know how many Ks Warren is going for, but man, golly. Next up, first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. Come on, Rowdy. I agree, Peter. It would be big. I mean, considering that we got swept by the Blue Jays, and, you know, the way that I'm kind of taking it is if we would have lost yesterday in that emotional game, almost 100% we would lose today. You know, I just feel like that carryover effect would have really affected the team. You know, and again, I'm really happy that we were able to dig it out yesterday. But again, that you know, that might have been the worst officiating that I've seen from an ump all year. And we've seen some pretty bad, you know, calls, you know, up to this point. But I'm glad that we were able to find a way to get that done, especially with that supposed Goldschmidt getting hit in the 9th when we had the 1-0 lead where it hit his bat. Then he stole second. And then obviously the next guy was 0-2 count, and it was strike 3, and they called it a ball. And then obviously we had the wild throw by Demo home, and, you know, that runner ended up scoring. So should have ended up winning the game 1-0, but hell, sometimes you got to win 2-1 in extras, and we'll take it. 2-1 pitch, takes a strike swinging. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. Bottom of the second, Warren on the mound, Rowdy Tellez in the box. And a big swing and a miss by Rowdy Tellez. Warren is really good at baiting these, you know, hitters for the Mariners early on, where he's giving you garbage high and away or low and away, and the Mariner players are chasing. It kind of reminds me of last year's team, where we had a batting average as a team of 180 to 220, and we were the number 1 strikeout team. You got to be able to have a little bit more patience in that box. Down goes Rowdy Tellez. Great job by Will Warren. We're going to go to the top of the 3rd inning. Let's take a look at the stats for the pitchers up to this point. All right, Will Warren, wheeling and dealing. 2 innings pitched, no hits, no earned runs, no walks, 5 Ks. Are you kidding me? Within the first 2 innings? That is not good for Seattle. Come on now. And then with Luis Castillo on the flip side there, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 2 Ks. So, you know, a little bit behind, you know, the 8 ball on Warren, but there's not very many people that are going to have 5 Ks over the first 2 innings. Even elite pitchers like Scooball and Skeen sometimes don't get that. So obviously they are wheeling and dealing, but, you know, we had the pitcher's duel yesterday. I don't expect it to be a pitcher's duel today, but we'll see where it goes. Hopefully the bats will come alive, you know, next time around. Let's go to the top of the 3rd, see who's up next for New York. Next up for the Yankees, 9-hole hitter, 3rd baseman today, Yorby Vivas. Batting 2nd, center fielder, Trent Grisham. And batting 3rd, 0 for 1 with a K, first baseman, Ben Rice. Let's go Mariners. Come on, baby. We need you to wheel and deal, baby. Let's go. First pitch in play. The Yorby Vivas, and he singles to right. Go over to Leody Taveras. Next up for the Yankees, center fielder Trent Grisham. And Trent has been connecting, you know, on almost every at-bat. And luckily, Julio was able to steal that home run. Because, again, that would have been his 3rd home run in the series in center field against Julio. So, first pitch, high and away, about 5 feet off the plate from La Piedra to Trent Grisham, 1-0 count. Yes, sir. Go Mariners, Trident's up. Top of the 3rd with a runner at first. Vivas with a single to right to Leody Taveras. And now we have Trent Grisham, who's playing very, very well for the Yankees, much better than he was when he was a San Diego Padre. 291 average, 12 homers, had 2 homers in game 1, and should have had a homer today if it wasn't for Julio scaling the wall like Ken Griffey Jr. and robbing him of a homer. It will be a SportsCenter top 10 play, and it will be on social media as we speak. Takes a strike looking. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Grisham. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Grisham. Yeah, but also, too, if Julio was, on his game and, didn't have the ball come out of his mitt and fly, behind the wall, that was 1 home run that could have been prevented. And then Julio was playing too shallow on the second homer, where if he was like 2 steps behind, where he was and then ran, he probably would have been able to grab that second homer that just barely went over the wall. So it's not like Grisham was, blasting 450-foot homers. I mean, they were barely going over and did like the front row or second row, based off the trajectory. But glad that Julio robbed that one today because, again, keeping the lead to a minimum, and also keeping the hits to a minimum. When you got Castillo on the mound, we already know Miller went to the IL. We don't really trust Hancock or Evans. Maybe Evans at home, but not on the road. So we'll see where it goes. And we will be getting Logan Gilbert and George Kirby in about a week and a half, as long as there's no setbacks. And we need them desperately. But I like what I've seen from Gabe Spire and Matt Brash and Luis, and then obviously Andres Munoz. They're in the pen, but some of the others are still a little suspect. Colin Snyder, Legomina, Bazardo, there's a few. And 2-2 pitch, got him. There we go. Grisham strikes out looking, 1 away. Down goes Trent. There we go, Luis. Another punch out for Luis. 3rd one of the day. I like it, baby. Keep it going. Next up for the Yankees, first baseman, Ben Rice. Bryce has got an elbow and back issue, and again, he hasn't really been very good for us this year. So I think sending him to the IL is a good decision, and hopefully we don't have any setbacks with Kirby and Gilbert once they come back. We don't want them to re-aggravate the injuries and then be out again. We can't afford it if we're trying to win the AL West. In play on the first pitch, and single to center, Vivas to second. Now runners at first and second with 1 out. Come on, Castillo. Next up, DHing today for New York, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge batting a cool .414. Wild. And we've been able to limit the damage to Aaron Judge so far in the series, but hopefully that will continue. Come on, baby. Let's go. Can't let this game get out of hand. First pitch from Castillo to Judge. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count from Castillo to Judge. Oh, 1 pitch, low and away with that slider. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Judge. 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees with the changeup, 87 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike from Castillo to Judge. MLB Instagram account, nice. I mean, it's probably the best play that's happened so far in the early games, so I mean, it's one thing to jump up and rob a homer, but when you fully extend the arm and kind of go over the wall, very Ken Griffey Jr.-esque or Ichiro-esque, it definitely will get some, notoriety for sure. 2 balls and 1 strike from Castillo to Judge. We got runners at first and second with 1 out, and hopefully we can get out of this inning unscathed, or if we end up, giving up a run, hopefully it's just 1, at this point. But so far, so good out of Castillo. Throw to second, he's safe. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes from Castillo to Judge. Top of the third, runners at first and second. We're knotted up at 0, 1 out. And hopefully we can find a way to get Judge out here with like a pop-up. And obviously anyone that knows, when you watch Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani at any given moment, they can explode, for their teams, with home runs and RBIs. And again, at this point of the year, with Judge batting over 400, pretty wild. And there we go. Castillo strike him out, baby. I love it. Judge strikes out swinging. And that isn't going to happen that often against anybody, especially with runners at first and second. He thrives off that. So for him to get punched out with 2 guys on, huge. Next up, right fielder Cody Bellinger. So far in the game, 1 for 1, and hopefully we'll be able to get Cody out as well. First pitch, takes a strike swinging. Big swing and a miss. 4-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour by Luis Castillo. 0-1 count. Let's get out of this inning unscathed if we can. It's okay if you end up having a couple guys on, but it all depends on, who comes home. And obviously you want to keep the base paths empty as possible, but with a team like New York and as good of a hitting team as they are, that's almost impossible. 0-1 pitch, high and away with a 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Bellinger. 234 average, 5 homers, 21 ribbies with a 702 OPS. 1-1 pitch. Inside, tried to jam the hitter. 2 balls and 1 strike from Castillo to Bellinger. And all of them have been 4-seam fastballs so far for Castillo against Cody Bellinger. 2-1 pitch, fouled off. Low and away in the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second with 2 outs. Castillo on the mound and Bellinger in the box. Bellinger batting .333 during his 10-game hit streak, but we got to shut him down here. Come on, Castillo. Prove to us that you are the number 2 pitcher right now behind Brian Wu. We already know Bryce Miller has been struggling. Logan Evans has been struggling on the road, but at home he's pretty good. And got him. That's my boy. This is the Luis Castillo from 2022 that we first got from the Reds. Now in 2023 and 2024, he was kind of on a downward trajectory based off his stats and analytics. But this is the best Luis that we've seen in about 2 to 3 years. Nice fucking job. Luis, I see you, my guy. Great job. And again, we're definitely going to criticize players when they need to be criticized, but we also have to give them love when they're doing better than expected. And Luis is definitely doing that in 2025. I figured, that it would be a downward trajectory every year after we got him. But it's looking similar to what we had when we first brought him in. And with all the injuries that we've had to the pitching staff, that's a godsend. We need it. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Let's get on the fucking board already, huh? Leading off for the Mariners in the 7-hole, right fielder Leody Taveras. Drop down a bunt. Let's get this going, baby. Batting second, third baseman, one of my favorite players on the team, Ben Williamson. And batting third, a guy that I've been advocating for with Reflect to get him some damn more playing time in the 9-hole, taking over for J.P. Crawford today, Leo Rivas. He can drop a bunt. He's got great baseball IQ. He's a good defender. He's batting over 300, and hopefully he'll be able to make an impact where they may consider him a little bit more. And I know it may not be something that everyone would be willing to do, but, sometimes, you may have to move a guy over. And I know that we normally have Randy in left, Julio in center, and Robles in right. Now we got Leody Taveras over there since Luke Raley is hurt, and we don't have to worry about him taking that spot. But how about benching Randy Arozarena, putting Dylan Moore in left field, and then making room for Leo Rivas at second and JP at shortstop? We got to be able to figure out, if you want Demo to play and you want, Leo Rivas to play and JP to play, there's got to be an odd man out. And again, I feel with Randy's effort sometimes, on defense and offense, running to the, bag, even when it looks like you're going to be out, sometimes the effort's not there. Sometimes, kind of happy-go-lucky and a little lackluster attitude. I want to see effort 24/7. And I'm not saying that we should permanently put Randy on the bench, but, every once in a while, let him sit. Put Demo over there so that way we can get Rivas in the game, because I feel when Rivas and JP play together, they play better. And even though we don't got JP here today. And there we go. And that's what happens when Leody Taveras runs hard as he goes down. And hopefully he's okay. But again, a wild throw to first. And just like I mentioned, you always want to run hard to first base. You never know, when the defender is going to make an overthrow or an underthrow. And obviously he collides here at first base, but a dribbler right down the line. And obviously the pitcher is trying to cover first. And he ends up falling to the ground there. But we'll take the arid throw and get the fuck out of the way, Yankees. Come on, Ben Rice. Move out of the fucking way. First pitch to Ben Williamson. Low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Nice job by Leody. Randy, take notes. And hopefully we drop a bunt down or two in this game because, again, if you end up striking out, popping up, grounding out, bunting is a way to go. It's not foolproof, but I feel like, if the bunt is laid down properly, you have 60, 70% chance to get on. And then obviously if the throw is wild, you might even be able to stretch a single bunt to a double. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ben Williamson. 1-1 pitch, low and away with a sweeper. 2 balls and 1 strike from Warren to Williamson. Let's go, Big Ben. 244 average, 1 homer, 11 ribbies, an amazing defender with a rocket laser arm. Let's go, Big Ben. Two 1 pitch. Takes a strike swinging. Big swing and a miss. Low and away. And Warren is very good at that on baiting hitters low and away or high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Warren to Williamson. Come on, Ben. Let's go, baby. Let's see if we can get on the board in this inning. Odin in the building. What's good? Appreciate your support to the channel, even though you weren't able to make the stream yesterday. Thank you so much, for the support on the Dono train. It definitely got us started on a good foot and a good note. Appreciate you very, very much. Anything photo-wise you want me to be able to share today based on what you did yesterday, let me know. We haven't hit our first Dono yet today, but I know we will before the stream ends. And we're over 20 likes, so we ended up hitting that goal for likes within the first hour. And Williamson on a 3-2 pitch strikes out looking. 1 away. Britt in the building. What's good? Next up, shortstop, Leo Rivas. Runner at first with 1 out. Bottom of the third, 0-0 matchup here between the Yankees and Mariners. Winner will win the series. And next up is my guy, Leo Rivas. Let's go, Leo. Six Ks for Will Warren. First pitch, low and away with a 4-seam fastball to Leo Rivas. He don't play that. 1-0 count. Let's go, Leo. Sabu, good choice. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking. Even though it's 2 feet off the plate, should be a 2-0 count, and it's 1-1. I don't know why so much favoritism for the Yankees. It's like I'm watching the Lakers in the NBA. I get it. These are huge markets, for the Lakers and the Dodgers and the Yankees, for East Coast, West Coast. But come on, man. Call it right down the middle. It doesn't have to be 85% for the Yankees and 15% for the Mariners. Let's make it fair here. 1-1 pitch, 5 feet off the plate. At least he got that one right. 2 balls and 1 strike from Warren to Rivas. Come on, Leo. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Wednesday. And then tomorrow, we'll either take the day off or I'll do the Athletics and Dodgers at 7 p.m. Pacific. Kind of really depends on what Paisley is feeling like tomorrow. And then obviously we'll be streaming nonstop for like the next 10 days straight, starting on Friday with a 3-game set against the Padres on the road. So, and then we got the White Sox on the road for 3 and then the Astros for 4. So we're going to be grinding. Pitches low and at the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike to Leo Rivas. He ain't going to go for that garbage like maybe some of the other hitters. Let's go, Leo. Be patient. Let's force the walk if you need to. In play. And Rivas singles to right. And just like me and Reflect have been saying over and over and over, why is a player that's batting almost 350 playing once every 5 to 10 games? It's ridiculous. He needs to be playing every day. Nice job, Leo Rivas. You're my boy. Way to prove us right. Next up, leading off for J.P. Crawford with a healthy scratch, second baseman Miles Mastroboni. Let's see if Miles can get an RBI here. Let's go, Miles. No, she's good. Just it's all about quality time, and being able to go on extended walks and, spending time with her. So, but she's doing good. No injuries or anything like that. We're still walking 5 miles a day and, morning, afternoon, and night. And, I got her a few new toys, new ropes and balls and whatnot to play with. So, she's definitely happy. Bottom of the third, runners at first and second with 1 out. And we got a mound visit. Everyone trying to strategize on the best way to get Miles Mastroboni out here. Captain in the building, what's good? First pitch, takes a strike looking from Warren to Mastroboni. 0-1 count with that sweeper, 83 miles an hour. Captain in the building, what's good? Go Mariners, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. I know we're over 20, but I haven't got a chance to check to see where we're at now. And then obviously we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking with a 4-seam fastball low and in the zone. Behind in the count now 0-2 to Miles Mastroboni. And Warren has been wheeling and dealing. It actually has been a pretty amazing pitcher's duel, which we got one yesterday. I don't think we expected it today. 6 Ks already for Warren, pacing for 10 to 12, and Castillo's got 5. So I don't know if anyone anticipated this many Ks out of both of these guys, but fuck, we'll take it. But now we obviously we need the bats to come alive at some point. In play on the 0-2 pitch. And grounded out to the pitcher, Rivas to second, Tavares to third, 2 away. Miles Mastroboni does his job. And next up, hey, this would be a great time for a 3-run jack or an RBI single. What do you say? DHing Jorge Polanco. Let's go, Polo. First pitch to Polo, low and away with a sweeper, 83 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Don't get baited for the garbage from Warren. He's really good on the high and away and the low and away pitches. And, he's baited quite a few, players. Let's have some patience in the box and see if we can force a couple walks. And then he'll get tired and we might be able to get him out by the 5th. Pitches outside. Good eye by Jorge Polanco. 2-0 count with a sweeper and changeup not in the zone. Come on, Polo. Wait for that perfect pitch. Pitches low and at the knees, 3-0 count to Polo. And most people that have a 3-0 count, they get the green light, but don't even swing. You don't even need to, unless it's right there for you to take advantage of. Take the walk if that's what they're going to give you. But if it ends up being right down the middle and you can connect on it, well, hey, let's see what we can get. Single, double, triple, 3-run jack. Let's get on the board. And there we go. Good eye by Polo. And there is the walk. I like it. Good patience right there. Now we got bases loaded with 2 outs and one of our hottest hitters in May. Now, I don't expect, Trident's up a grand salami, but how wild would that be? to give us a 4-0 lead early on. But even getting an RBI single or an RBI double would be great. Let's go, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. This would be a great time for you to be able to show what you've been able to be capable of in May. Let's go, Mariners. We can open up the game right here. Cody in the building. What's good? Yeah, I was lucky enough to meet Ken Griffey Jr. when I was 7, so special moment that I'll never forget. And we still got the auto, still got the photos. But I know Ken Griffey Jr. is many people's favorite player from back in the day, regardless if you grew up in Oregon or Washington, in the Pacific Northwest. He transcended the game, was the first guy to, have his own shoe, first video game, first candy bar, many things. So, and Julio, there we go. That's the double that I was looking for right down the line. Go, 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 go. And there you go. Keep the hot streak alive. Bring home 2. Julio Rodriguez, 2-0 Mariners. Yes, sir. Way to bring that electricity, baby. Julio bringing it on the offensive side and the defensive side on robbing Trent Grisham of a home run. Beautiful follow-through swing, pulling that baseball down that first base line. Trident's up. Go M's. Hell yeah. There we go. And obviously Cal, being a little overly aggressive there and gets out, but we'll take it. It's like once you end up getting that big play, that next guy up, you want the run to continue. But at this point, we'll take a Julio big 2-run RBI, and that was beautiful. What a diving catch out there into center field to rob Cal Raleigh, which would have been amazing. But I see you, Trent Grisham. There's been some pretty good, defensive gems, from not just the Mariners side, but also right there from Trent Grisham robbing Cal Raleigh. But hey, Julio Rodriguez, we would love for you to be able to start fast and stay, great throughout the whole year. March and April were kind of a dud, but May, man, you have been hot. Trident's up. Go Mariners. Go J-Rod. Let's fucking go. Nice job, Julio. Way to bring that electricity that we needed early. See who's up next here for the Yankees as we go to the top of the 4th. That's exactly what we needed, and that's exactly what we expect from a guy like Julio. Again, this is supposed to be one of the top 10 players in MLB, and again, March and April, he traditionally starts very slow, but typically May through October, if we can get to that point, he's going to be hot. So, and again, I'm really proud of his turnaround. He's not striking out nearly as much, and he's starting to turn into the clutch hitter that we all know that he can be. Nice job. Next up, 0 for 1 with a K in the 5-hole, shortstop Anthony Volpe. Batting second, left fielder in the 6-hole, Jason Dominguez. And batting third, making his first start in 2025, second baseman DJ LeMahieu. First pitch from Castillo to Volpe is inside at the knees with the sinker, 93 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Let's go, Luis. Wheel and deal, baby. And right now, Castillo with 5 Ks, and then Warren with 6. It's a pitcher's duel, but again, Julio opened up the game, and that's exactly what we needed. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike swinging with the slider low and away. Good pitch there by Castillo. 1 ball and 1 strike to Anthony Volpe. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Volpe. Let's go. Let's punch him out. Let's go, La Piedra. And again, I'm really happy that, Castillo isn't having the same problems as Bryce Miller. Because again, we already have a shaky Logan Evans and Emerson Hancock. Miller went to the IL. It's like we only have 2 good pitchers out of 5 right now, but in about a week and a half, we should have 4 with Logan Gilbert coming back and George Kirby making his 2025 debut. And Brash looks good. Gabe looks good. Munoz looks good. So the pen is starting to get better. It's just about those others in the pen, the Legominas, the Bazardos, the Snyders. And if we can get them to be just like average or above average, then we'll be really starting to cook. Pitch fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Volpe. Oh, I was going to try to squeeze in some photos for you, but I might have to try to get you next time around. Appreciate you, Odin. I thought I had a few more minutes with you. Next up is Jason Dominguez. In play, Dominguez flies out to left to Randy Arozarena, 2 away. Next up, second baseman, DJ LeMahieu. Now, I'm up for a challenge, man. Like I said, I feel good about us winning the series today. First pitch is inside with a sinker, 95 miles an hour, 1-0 count. But again, we may only win 1 game out of 3 against the Padres. But, depending on how we play in those first 2, we might be able to win 2 out of 3. But again, the Padres are one of the best teams in baseball. But I'm always up for a challenge. You have to go against the Tigers and the Cubs and the Giants and the Padres and the Dodgers and the Yankees to really see how we match up as a number 1 team in the AL West. Like, how do we match up with other good teams in the American League and the top dogs in the National League? So, we'll see how it goes. And again, we should be looking forward to the challenge rather than being afraid of any teams. This team is the best team that we've had in 24 years. And we were the number 1 most injured team in baseball besides the Braves. So, we're finding ways to win. And I know that we can compete. Takes a strike looking right down the pipe after a 3-0 count. 3 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. Castillo on the mound, DJ LeMahieu in the box. Daniel in the building, what's good? Yeah, but the reason that the offense is going quiet, Ben, is because our pitching has been great, right? We got Brian Wu and Luis Castillo on the mound, and those are our 2 best. And that's what we need to have happen for us to compete and have a chance to win. Because obviously if Wu and Castillo have an off game, we would have gotten fucking obliterated. And we already lost 11-5, game 1. It could have been 16-0, if we had a bad outing. So again, it's nice to be able to see that, even though we might only have 2 good pitchers out of 5 right now until we get Gilbert and Kirby back in about a week and a half, Miller to the IL, Evans and Hancock are kind of untrustworthy and young at this point, but we just have to stay afloat, tread water for another week and a half until we get Kirby and Gilbert back, and we'll be just fine. Pitch fouled off. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 4th, Julio Rodriguez with a 2-run RBI to punch him in the mouth. Tavares scores and Polo. And again, feels good that we're able to get this going. Tavares and Rivas scored, and then Polo ended up going to 3rd, but we couldn't knock him in. And there we go. Sit down. 2 away. Next up, JC Escada. First pitch from Castillo to Escada. Takes a strike looking. And LeMahieu with the walk there. 0-1 pitch. Slider low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Escada. All right, Captain, have a good rest of your day. What's good, Daniel? Pitches low and at the knees from Castillo to Escada. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first with 2 outs. 2-0 Mariner lead with a Julio Rodriguez 2-run RBI in the previous inning. And hopefully we can add on a little bit more as the game goes on. But I've definitely been impressed with Castillo this year in 2025. Much, much better than 2023 and 2024 at this point. Even though his record is only 500 at this point, but just the way that he's pitching and his confidence, and his ERA is a little higher than you would like, 3.95, and a 3-3 record coming in. But some of those losses, we didn't get run support for him. Pitch fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Escada. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. We only need 4 more likes to hit 30. If you're in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We have at least 13 or 14 that haven't done it yet. 4 more to hit 30. Let's go, baby. We're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. Top of the 4th inning, runner at first with 2 outs. Pitches low and at the knees. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner at first. Top of the 4th with a 2-0 Seattle lead. Let's go, baby. And Escada grounds out to third. Throw to first. Got him. Let's go. Nice job by Big Ben. Let's see who's up next here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a K, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Batting second, first baseman, 0 for 1 with a K, Rowdy Tellez. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a run, right fielder Leody Taveras. Let's go, Mariners. Appreciate you, Reflect, getting us off the schneid. Let me know what you want to do for photos. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks with a little cactus jack bang bang. Well, first I'm going to throw up some Leo Rivas for the both of us because obviously with Leo, nice to be able to see him get a chance to play. But not only that, we know that he can get hits and he's smart. He's fast on the bags. He can definitely help you win. And I just haven't really seen too many teams that have a guy that's batting 300 to 340 that let him play once every 5 to 10 games. They're treating him like he's like a Donovan Solano type of player. He's not. And again, I feel that when he plays with JP, he plays really well and they vibe off each other. But, I don't know what he has to keep doing to prove that he deserves every day playing time. But hopefully Leo can keep it going. All right, come on, Randy. First pitch, fouled off on the line with a sinker, 0-1 count. Matt in the building, what's good? And all the Julios. It's just awesome to be able to see him finally shine, and again, we're going to give him all the love that he deserves. And again, if he wasn't starting to heat up, in May, there's a lot of games that we wouldn't have been able to win or compete. So again, when other guys start to cool off, like Demo and Polo and a few others and Cal, we're going to need him to start ramping it up, and he definitely has. Pitch is high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Warren to Randy Arozarena. And again, it's been a pitcher's duel. Warren has 6 Ks. Luis Castillo's got 5, and I don't think anybody anticipated that high of a number. But again, we'll take a low-scoring affair, whatever we need to do to get the dub. Pitch is low and away. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. 2-0 Mariners with a 2-run RBI by our boy, Julio Rodriguez. He's been the MVP of the game today and also robbing a home run, Ken Griffey Jr.-esque like, on Trent Grisham in the beginning of the game. In play on the 3-2 pitch. And Randy Arozarena hit by the pitch. Hopefully he's okay there. But we'll take Randy getting on base any way possible. Getting hit by a pitch, getting walked. But as long as he doesn't get hurt when he gets hit by a pitch. Next up is Rowdy Tellez. Not like how Paul Goldschmidt was flopping around like he got hit yesterday in the 9th when it hit the bat instead. They do love throwing inside on Randy, agreed. Bottom of the 4th, runner at first, Randy Arozarena, who just got plunked. And then we got Rowdy Tellez up, and hopefully he'll be able to get a hit. Gets him right on the elbow there. 0-1 pitch, low and away. And hopefully the hitters aren't going to get baited by him trying to, bait the hitters on the Mariners on swinging at garbage. Another pitch outside, 4-seam fastball, 5 feet off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike from Warren to Tellez. And again, if they just end up being patient in the box, and force a few more walks, and then we can score a few more runs, we might be able to get him out by the 5th. Yeah, I hope Randy does too, but again, for me, I wouldn't mind, benching him, putting Demo in left field, and then letting Leo play shortstop. Or second base, and then JP playing shortstop and Leo playing second, and then Demo playing in left field. So that way we don't have to have this conversation. It's like Demo or Rivas. They both should be playing, in my opinion. So, if you're trying to actually have the best lineup. Now, Randy is a big name, but he doesn't really produce as much as like Demo or Leo Rivas, lower name guys. And at the end of the day, it's not about popularity. It's about production. And, I'm just trying to think of a spot that we could, move a guy. And I think Leote's been doing pretty good in right. You're not moving, obviously Julio in center. And obviously we know it's normally Rowdy or Solano at first, even though Solano should probably be in AAA. And Ben got third base locked up. So really second base is the only position that could be, kind of one guy or another, or first base. So too bad Leo can't play first. Pitch fouled off, and everything's been low and away in these 6 pitches from Warren to Rowdy. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs with a runner at first, and maybe Rowdy can just force a walk here. And Rowdy Tellez strikes out looking. 1 away. He was baiting that was going to end up being a pitch low and away for a walk. All right, next up is Leody Taveras. 0 for 1 with a run. Runner at first with 1 out. Come on, Leody. First pitch, sinker, low and at the knees. 90 miles an hour with that sinker from Warren. 1-0 count. Bottom of the 4th, runner at first. Randy Arozarena getting plunked. And we have a 2-0 lead with a Julio Rodriguez 2-run double, RBI. And again, we can win this series. And again, after getting blasted 11-5 in game 1, it's nice to have our 2 best pitchers that are currently on, the roster pitching with Wu and Castillo. And if Wu continues the trend, he'll be an all-star this year. He definitely is the best pitcher on the Mariners, and it'd be awesome to be able to have Wu and Cal, Munoz, and I know Polo probably won't qualify because the at-bats, but based on his impact, he definitely deserves consideration. takes a strike looking right down the pipe. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Leody Taveras. And Taveras strikes out swinging. 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, third baseman 0 for 1 with a K, Ben Williamson. Let's go Big Ben. Let's go B-Dubs. First pitch from Warren to Williamson. Takes a strike looking right down the pipe. Four-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour by Warren. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Behind in the count now 0-2 from Warren to Williamson. Yeah, good on base percentage. And again, he has been getting walked and hit. But as far as being like an impact hitter, it's like we're not really seeing a lot of hits or home runs, on the regular. He's definitely a streaky player. When he's on, but when he's off, and I feel with me, I want to see effort. And again, I feel like Randy is the laziest player on the Mariner roster. He lollygags in left field sometimes on, baseballs that should be like, you need to hustle to be able to throw it to second or, to cut off the runner. And I feel sometimes, he doesn't really put out the full effort, defensively and also running to first. And sometimes even effort just in the box, just stepping away, and outside of the box. I don't know, I don't know if that was acceptable for the Tampa Bay Rays, but I want to see a little bit more effort overall from Randy. And, if we had to put Demo at left, for a couple games while, we have Rivas play, I just feel that Demo and Rivas playing is going to get you more than, Demo and Randy or Leo and Randy. If we're talking about, production, but hopefully Randy will be able to figure it out. And I assume he will. Another streaky player like Julio. Once he gets hot, he'll be hot. Bottom of the fourth with the runner at second with 2 outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with the runner at second. Bottom of the fourth, 2-0 Mariners. Yeah, and just like Dylan Moore, player of the week, hot, but then kind of cooled down, hit a home run a couple games back, but still, a very, very streaky player. We have quite a few, streaky players. Julio, Randy, Demo, as far as consistency, Polo for the most part, JP, Rivas, and then obviously we've seen Ben Williamson start off really hot and then kind of, cool off a little, but still can make an impact, offensively and defensively, and Randy Arozarena, there we go, stole second. I love that. Bottom of the fourth, runner at second, Randy Arozarena. 2 outs, 2-0 lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Ben Williamson. Let's go Big Ben. And in play. And down goes Ben Williamson. Flied out to right. Well, we still got a 2-0 lead, but we weren't able to add on. But hopefully we can add on as the future innings come about. Let's see who's up next year for the Yankees in the top of the fourth. Next up for the Yankees in the 9-hole, third baseman today, Yorby Vivas, 1 for 1. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, getting a home run robbed by Julio Rodriguez. In the leadoff spot, center fielder Trent Grisham. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a K, first baseman Ben Rice. Let's go Mariners. So this is the MVP so far here today, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Top of the fifth, 2-0 Mariners. And let's take a quick look at the stats from the pitchers here up to this point as we go to the top of the fifth. Will Warren, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk. And how many Ks? 8. Wow. Killing it on that end, besides with the, Julio big RBI. And then with Luis Castillo La Piedra, 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 5 Ks. So a total of 13 combined in this matchup. But even though Warren is outpitched Castillo, we're the ones with the 2-0 lead, and let's keep it that way. Next up, in play on the first pitch to Vivas, and grounds out to first, 1 away. Quick at bat there from Yorby. Next up, center fielder Trent Grisham, who's been able to get almost every at bat to center field for a homer. So good defense there. Rowdy Tellez dives to try to stop that ball, and then you get the others to step up to make the play. And nice job by Castillo and Mastroboni to work together to get that out. Beautiful defense by the Mariners. First pitch from Castillo to Grisham, fouled off with the changeup, 0-1 count. Grisham in the box. Luis Castillo on the mound. Let's go, La Piedra. One pitch. Pitches inside with a 4-seam fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Trent Grisham. Come on, Mariners. One pitch. Big swing and a miss. Takes a strike looking. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Grisham. Smoke them. Let's go. I mean, I started working really, really early, when I was like 12 years old. So I did like the whole crayfish crawdadding, with my dad and my dad's friend. Worked as a bag boy for Thriftway, KB toy stores. I worked at a place at the mall, Zeros, next to Panda Express, way back in the day. J.C. Penney, The Gap, Tommy Hilfiger, Polo, the outlet malls. Sales jobs for big Fortune 500 companies. True Green Chemlon, on the phones as a sales rep. So usually for me, it typically after the beginning, jobs, when I was like 12, 13, 14, 15, it ended up being like sales jobs on the phone, for big companies. And then as Grisham walks there on the 3-2 pitch from Castillo, or it was warehouse jobs. I've worked a little bit of everything in my life. But obviously doing phone sales for big companies, it's a cutthroat business. Like if you don't hit your goal, not only within the month, but sometimes within a week or 2, you're fired. So, it's a lot of pressure, but if you're good at it, the money is good and, it can stress you out, and whatnot, but, you got to find that right balance and whatnot. But I definitely learned a lot and, did that for like half my life. And then anytime that I needed a break from doing the phone sales, I typically did warehouse work because I feel like the employees that you work with at warehouse jobs are some of the most real people you'll ever meet. Every once in a while, you have the occasional douchebag or whatnot, but most were pretty solid people. All right, and we get out of the inning. There we go. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th, and let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Next up for Seattle, 1-for-1 with a run, shortstop Leo Ribas. Can we get Leo to play every day, please? Batting second, 0-for-2, second baseman Miles Mastroboni. I mean, if I had a choice between Mastroboni and Ribas, give me Ribas all day, every day. Not saying that Mastroboni stinks, but Ribas is better. And batting third, 0-for-1 with a base on ball and a K, DHing Jorge Polanco. Let's go Mariners. Let's see if we can add on a little more. Yeah. And, I think, like I said, everyone has gifts. Everyone has a lane, something that they're really, really good at or passionate about, but you just, you have to be able to, look within yourself, not try to be someone that you're not, and just be okay with who you are. And, and then explore, different people and different jobs, and eventually, try to find what your passion is. And, once you can find what that passion is, because everyone, no matter, what race or age or what part of the globe that you live at, everybody, no matter who you are, is great at something. You just have to find what that is. And once you find what that is, and then you apply yourself. And as long as you do that, you can make your dreams and goals come true if you have the discipline. But a lot of times, people are afraid of failure, or they don't have the discipline to kind of keep going. And again, discipline is, one of the hardest things to be able to keep up on. And, everyone can do it, but it's just a amount of, the effort and the time and the energy and the belief in yourself that you can get it done. Big facts. You'll find something, Matt. Bottom of the fifth, 2-0 Mariners. Warren on the mound, Rivas in the box. First pitch, tries to jam him with a sweeper, and Rivas doesn't bite. 1-0 count. Maybe Rivas will drop a bunt down. Come on, Leo. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking in the zone on the line with a sweeper. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rivas from Warren. 2-2 record with an ERA of 4.75 coming into the game. So we're at 2 right now. So if we can add on another 2, would be fantastic. 1-1 pitch, fouled off. High and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Warren to Rivas. Come on, Leo. Yeah, thankfully, Wu and Castillo have looked awesome. Otherwise, if they were bad, we would have gotten swept 100% in this series. And again, we have a day off tomorrow, and then we got a 3-game set on the road against the Padres, then a 3-game set against the White Sox on the road, and then a 4-game set against the Astros. So it's not going to be easy. And Rivas strikes out looking. And again, every once in a while that may happen, but for a guy that only plays once every 5 to 10 games, he's already gotten us, a hit. And, as long as they don't have anyone pinch hit for him, I think he'll be able to get another one at his next at bat. It's okay, Leo. I still love you. Next up is Miles Mastroboni. First pitch, and lines out to the shortstop, throw to first, 2 away. Be patient, Miles. 9th K for Warren. Next up, DHing Jorge Polanco, 0 for 1 with a base on ball and a K. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 2-0 Mariners. And if you're just tuning in, Julio Rodriguez doubled to right, Tavares and Rivas scored, and we have a nice 2-0 lead. Even though we only have 2 hits, but at least we got 2 runs. Yankees got 4 hits and an error, but nothing yet. First pitch to Polo, low and at the knees with a curve, 80 miles an hour by Warren, 1-0 count. Let's go, Polo. In play on the 1-0 pitch. And there it is. Polo with a single to left. Nice job, Jorge, my boy. There we go. Keep the rally going. We're good with 2 outs. And next up, the hottest hitter in the game today, the MVP offensively and defensively, 2-run RBI and robbing a home run at the beginning of the game of Trent Grisham and scaling the wall like Ken Griffey Jr. You know who it is, Julio Rodriguez. I mean, it would be amazing if he wants to be like, the man here today. You go yard and make it 4-0. Let's go. Trident's up. Yeah, but I would put Rivas at second and JP at short, and they have a nice vibe, offensively and defensively together. And, if you want to try to figure out a place for Dylan Moore, if I were to put him somewhere, I don't know if Demo can play first base. We haven't really put him there. If it's not Rowdy Tellez, I guess it's Donovan Solano. But Demo can play pretty much everything but first or catcher. But, we'll see where it goes. Because I don't think there's that much of a difference between Demo and Randy. And again, lately, it feels like Demo gives you a better chance, to get something good to happen. Like Randy has been kind of on a, Randy really hasn't done a whole lot since the Tiger series. That's when he kind of started to get a little bit hot. But, when we played Skubal. But since then, yeah, he's getting walked and, hit by pitches. But it's like, as far as like offensively, defensively, effort, that would be the guy that I would replace, and put Demo at that spot if you want Demo playing every day. But, not maybe permanently, because obviously we need Randy to play in left, but I just want to see some better effort. Pitch is low and away. 2-0 count to Julio Rodriguez. Megan in the building. What's good? Bottom of the fifth, runner at first with 2 outs. 2-0 Mariner lead. We're looking for the series win and a 2-0 count to Julio Rodriguez. 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Same spot, same location. 2 balls and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. 2-1 pitch. Pitch is inside at the knees. Julio not biting. And now you're starting to see Julio even be more patient in the box. I mean, this is what we've been asking for, in March and April. Thank God. 3 balls and 1 strike from Warren to Julio. Let's go, J-Rod. Takes a strike looking in the zone. Tries to jam the hitter. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner at first. Bottom of the fifth with a 2-0 lead. MVP of the game so far is Julio Rodriguez, robbing a home run from Trent Grisham, scaling the wall, full extension, and also a 2-run RBI. Let's keep it going, Julio. I love seeing Julio play well, especially, him struggling like he was in March and April. But he's not striking out, nearly as often as he did in the past. And again, the longest he would go through games before a strikeout was normally 3 games from when he was a rookie up to last year. He couldn't go more than 3 games before striking out, and sometimes striking out 3-4 times in a game. But he had a stretch even this season where it was like 7 games before he actually struck out. And that's a very, very good sign that Edgar Martinez and the rest of the staff is really working on Julio, and he's actually listening and figuring it out, which is great. All right, let's go to the top of the 6th and see who's up next here for the Yankees. Nice hard hit ball by Julio, but stays in the yard. Next up, DHing 1 for 2 with a K, Aaron Judge. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a K, right fielder Cody Bellinger. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a K, shortstop Anthony Volpe. Top of the 6th, 2-0, Mariners. Trident's up, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Take a look to see where we're at. See if we can get to 40 or 50 before the stream ends. And we're at 31. So we need 9 more to get to 40. So if you are in the room and haven't done it yet, please do. It'll help us with the algorithm and the metrics. We're at 31, 9 more to 40, 19 to get to 50. And we're at 5 on the dono train, 95 to go. I got a mini Maurice right here too. Oh God, I'm in the plastic. All the collectibles. But that's the first Maurice that I have acquired through one of the giveaways and whatnot. So, but anything that has to do with the Mariners, yeah, I'm all over that. All right, top of the 6th, 2-0 Mariners. Castillo on the mound with Aaron Judge. First pitch is low and at the knees. 1-0 count to Aaron Judge. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking with a slider. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Judge. 1-1 pitch. Tries to jam him. Big swing and a miss. Low and inside at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Aaron Judge. And Aaron really hasn't hurt us, in this particular series. He's batting .411 with 14 homers and 40 ribbies. And a nice punch out again by Luis Castillo. And when Luis is able to punch out a guy who is the #1 candidate for the MVP in 2025, and this is the best Aaron Judge that we've seen since 2022 when he had 62 home runs, that's when the good Castillo is back. Let's go. 1 away. Next up, right fielder Cody Bellinger, 1 for 2 with a K. Top of the 6th, 2-0 Mariners. Megan with a tour. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. We're at 7:93 to go. And Bellinger flies out, 2 away. Down goes Cody. Down goes Aaron. Next up, shortstop Anthony Volpe, 0 for 2 with a K. First pitch from Castillo to Volpe. Tries to jam the hitter with a sinker inside. 1-0 count. But again, Castillo was very, very shaky in 2023 and 2024, and he was probably our 5th best. And it's just, sometimes injuries are a blessing, and then you're able to have other guys step up, even though, Miller and Evans and Hancock haven't really been where we need them. But at least Wu and Castillo have been great up to this point. And I honestly think that Castillo's record would have been a little bit better, maybe 4-2 or 5-1 if he got run support. But again, even though with a 3-3 record, he's pitching like, he's got a Brian Wu record, like he's like 5-1, like he's only got 1 loss this year, and it shows. Pitches outside, 3 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs and nobody on from Castillo to Volpe. But I like this version of La Piedra. I didn't really think we would ever see this version of Luis, since we brought him in his, Julio's rookie season, there in 2022. But it's a pleasant surprise. And again, with all the shortcomings of Evans and Hancock and Miller with the injury, it's nice to be able to see this version of La Piedra. We've been waiting on it and anticipating it, and now it's here, and it feels good. Like, how many teams could actually pitch to the Yankees and have them at a 0, or limited numbers? Not many. In play on the 3-2 pitch. And Volpe doubles to right. What a hit by Volpe there. Rudy Taveras and Julio out there in center and right. All right, next up, left fielder Jason Dominguez, 0 for 2. Let's see if we can make it 0 for 3. And luckily that just went off the wall and didn't go yard for that Volpe double. Dominguez has been struggling as of late, so this should be a good opportunity for a punch out on Dominguez. But based on how this game is going and has been going, it feels like the Mariners definitely have a very, very good chance. As long as the bullpen doesn't just shit the bed, that we should be able to find a way to win this game and win the series. And let me know what you want to do photo-wise for a photo or two, if there's something that you would like. Megan, it could be someone on the Yankees. It could be one of your regulars. It could be something F1. You let me know what you're thinking, and I got you. Top of the 6th, 2-0 Seattle. In play. Oh, wow. And Dominguez finally gets that bat to open up. Back-to-back doubles, and Castillo gives up his first run. Now it's 2-1 Seattle. You might have to consider pulling him at some point. I mean, obviously you only need one more out, and this would be his last inning, but you don't like to see a guy get back-to-back, doubles given up, and then now our 2-run lead goes to 1. All right, no worries. Get your coffee and get settled in. By the time you come back, this game may be tied. Next up, for the Yankees, second baseman DJ LeMahieu in play on the first pitch, grounds out to first, and we get out of the inning, thank God. But the damage was done. Nice double by Volpe and a nice double by Dominguez, which is shocking because he's been struggling as of late. And now they get on the board and now only done 1 run instead of 2. But that means that now the Mariners have to make up that run that we just gave up, and now we got to get 1 to make it 3-1. Let's see if we can do that here in the bottom of the 6th. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a K. Catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. And batting third, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. Come on, Mariners. Can't lose faith. Let's go. Let's go over the pitching stats, which it has been an amazing pitcher's duel. I mean, we thought we had one yesterday with Max Fried and Brian Wu, but I don't think we anticipated Will Warren and Luis Castillo to be this lights out. So let's go over the stats here. So with Luis Castillo, he came into the game with a 3-3 record. Probably should have been 4-2 if he would have gotten some more run support. But his ERA 3.95, which is a little higher than we would like. But again, he's been playing better as of late. So 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 Ks, back-to-back doubles given up there late. But overall, a fantastic performance out of Luis Castillo. And then for Will Warren, he's exiting, obviously, the game now. He came in with a 2-2 record, an ERA of 4.75. And with Will, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 9 Ks. But we still are the team that has a 2-1 lead. And they're bringing in Matzek to come in now. So maybe we can start raking now because we don't have to worry about Will Warren. But a solid outing with 9 Ks for Will. All right, take care. Go M's. Trident's up. Appreciate you. First pitch to big dumper from Matzek. Strike looking outside of the zone. Should have been called a ball, but called strike. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch to big dumper Cal Raleigh, fouled off. Now behind the count 0-2 from Matzek to Raleigh. Come on, Cal. Trident's up. Let's go. See if you can get your 14th homer here. Yeah. Plus, you're super young, Matt. Sometimes you have to go through, 5 or 10 different jobs, over like a, 2 to 10 year period, to figure out, what suits you the best. It's not just the job, but it's also the people that you work with, and also like, the managers and the owners. There we go. Cal singles to left. Nice hit by Cal Raleigh. Blast that one into left field. I love it. My boy. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Way to be. Next up, left fielder, Randy Arozarena, 0 for 1 with a K. Let's see if Randy can get on base here. Randy, first pitch, in play. And Randy flies out to right. A little overly aggressive there by Randy Arozarena. 1 away. I was hoping that he would work the count a little bit, maybe force a walk, but I guess that's out of the cards. All right, next up, first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. Come on, Rowdy. Let's get an RBI here. Get a single. Get on base. All right, Matt, take it easy, brother. Oh, we got Dylan Moore hitting for Rowdy Tellez. All right, Demo's up. All right, come on, Demo. Let's go, Dylan. You can do it, baby. 289 average, 7 homers, 13 ribbies. Let's go, Dylan. Having a fantastic year for us, as one of the role players for the Mariners. Not everyone is going to be like a Julio or a Cal or a Jorge Polanco, but you need guys like J.P. Crawford and Dylan Moore and Ben Williamson, Leo Ribas to step up, and all those guys have in 2025. And then it even rubs off on some of the lower-end players. Tellez and Solano, and even guys that, are big names like Randy, but, has kind of been in a little bit of a slump, but hopefully he'll be able to turn it around. First pitch from Matzek to Demo, inside low and at the knees, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch from Matzek to Demo, inside at the hips. 2 balls and no strikes from Matzek to Demo. Let's go, baby. 2-0 pitch. And before that, there we go. Cal safe at second. 2-0 pitch. Inside again. 3-0 count to Dylan Moore. And now we got a runner at second. Demo about to get walked. This could be the inning where we extend the lead a little bit here. Let's go, Mariners. Let's go, Dylan. And there it is. 4-pitch walk, baby. Good eye by Dylan Moore. We love that. There we go. Cal at second. Demo at first. Next up, right fielder Leody Taveras. Let's go, Leody. And hopefully the pen will continue to be a little shaky here for New York. But we do have ourselves a game. It's a pitching duel like it was yesterday with Max Fried and Brian Wu. But if we're able to find a way to win this game, we win the series. And then we have the day off tomorrow for at least the Mariners. If I do stream tomorrow, it'll be the Athletics and the Dodgers, for my dad tomorrow. If I end up doing that stream late at 7 p.m. Pacific, but if I spend time with Paisley instead, and then we'll take the day off completely. And then obviously we got a 3-game set starting Friday on Apple TV Plus against the Padres, which will be super exciting. Then we got a 3-game set on the road against the White Sox, which we could sweep them or win at least 2 out of 3. And then after that, a 4-game set with the Stros. So we're going to be streaming, probably 10 days straight after tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes and how I feel tomorrow. So it'll either be the day off or I'll do Athletics and Dodgers tomorrow for my dad. First pitch from Matzek to Leody Taveras, fouled off in the zone, 0-1 count. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Runners at first and second with 1 out. 2-1 Mariners. And if you're just tuning in to the broadcast, Julio Rodriguez robbing Trent Grisham with a Ken Griffey Jr.-esque extension robbery. Obviously in center field, robbed a home run. And Julio later in the 3rd doubled to right. Taveras and Rivas scored 2-0 Mariners. And then Dominguez doubled to right after Volpe got a double in the previous inning. And they got a run scored to make it 2-1. But it's been pretty light as far as the bats. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Mariners. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Matzek to Taveras. Come on, Leody. Bottom of the 6th. Runners at first and second with 1 out. 2-1 Mariner lead. And a 1-2 count from Matzek to Taveras. Let's go, Leody. Slider, low and away. Actually, inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Matzek to Taveras. Try to jam him there. 2-2 pitch from Matzek to Taveras. high and away with the four-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Runners at first and second. Bottom of the 6th. 2-1 Seattle lead. And a big swing and a miss. Down goes Leody Taveras. 2 away. Next up, third baseman, Big Ben Williamson. 0 for 2 with a K. Let's go, Ben. Yeah, I think a lot of people anticipated the score to be like, maybe 5-3 or 5-4. But again, the pitchers did much better than anticipated for both teams with Warren and Castillo. Warren had 9 Ks. Castillo ended up finishing his, day. We'll see. I don't think he'll be coming back out because he's already at 93 pitches. But, he had 6. So 15 Ks between both guys. I don't think anyone anticipated that. But we'll see where the game goes. But if you got the over at 7.5, yeah, I don't think that. I mean, but it really depends on the bullpens, right? If the bullpens, bring out pitchers that can't hit the zone and they start walking a couple guys, hitting a couple guys, or just pitching like shit, the other team can explode for a 3, 4, 5 inning, inning, right? So, it doesn't look good right now, Alec, at over 7.5. So you need 8 runs combined by both teams, and we're only at 3. But, I mean, we still got a few innings to go. We'll wait and see. But they have a pitching change now, and we'll see who they bring in now as the Yankees go to their third pitcher here in the bottom of the 6th with runners at first and second with 2 outs and Big Ben Williamson in thought. I mean, it ain't over till it's over. And I think you dipped before we ended up doing a photo for you. Do you got a favorite player, that you like to represent on the channel? So usually anyone that donates to the channel, whether it be $1 or any amount, we end up throwing up usually an HD 4K photo of something, that they want to represent on the channel and whatnot. If you got something in mind from your favorite team, it could be a past player from back in the day or a present day player. And Megan, you let me know as well if there's something that you specifically want to see, and I got you as well. Bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Mariners. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. And we're just waiting for the commercial break here to end. And we'll see what the Yankees do. And they're bringing in, I believe, Hamilton from the pen. Yep, that's who it is. Let's go, Big Ben. Hamilton relieving Matzek. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. First pitch to Ben Williamson. Inside at the knees with the sinker. 93 miles an hour. 0-1 count to Big Ben. And it looks like we're at 34. We need 6 more likes to be able to get to 50. And there's at least 13 or 14 people that we're waiting on. We would like to try to get to 50 if we could. So if you are in the room and haven't got a chance to do it yet, please do. It'll really help out the metrics and the algorithm, not only for this stream, but for future streams as well for YouTube. Williamson in play and flies out to right. And that is the end of the 6th inning where we leave 2 stranded. All right, let's see who's up next for the Yankees here in the top of the 7th. Next up for the Yankees in the top of the 7th, the 8-hole hitter catcher J.C. Escada. Batting second in the 9-hole, third baseman 1 for 2, Yorby Vivas. And batting third at the top of the order, 0 for 2 with a base on ball and a K, center fielder Trent Grisham. Appreciate the 3 of you that just smashed that like button. Now we're only 3 away from 40, 13 away from 50. Let's go, baby. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Marty. All right, we got Gabe Spire coming in for Castillo, so his day is done. All right, let's go, Gabe. Maybe we'll get Gabe Spire, Matt Brash, and Andres Munoz maybe here. And obviously with those three guys, when they're healthy, you know, when you get the combo of Spire and Brash, you know, and then you get Munoz and they're healthy, that's a very hard trio to face. Let's go, Gabe. And now pinch hitting will be Paul Goldschmidt. Top of the seventh, Gabe Spire on the mound coming in, and Paul Goldschmidt pinch hitting as well. Top of the seventh, 2-1 Mariner lead. Wow. Darren Bragg, A-Rod, Griffey, Martinez, Buhner, Sorrento, Wilson, Cora, and Davis. Wow. Back. See ya! Goldschmidt homers to left. Oh, my. And just like that, we're tied up. Nice job by Paul Goldschmidt. And exactly what we didn't want to see. Gabe Spire hanging it right over the plate. Goldschmidt taking advantage. And now we're tied up at 2. Fuck. Nice job by Paul. Not ideal, obviously. And Gabe has been shaky, you know, in his last 4 or 5 outings. And that one definitely stung. Next up is Pablo Reyes. Two-0 count from Spire to Reyes. 2-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking with a sinker. 2 balls and 1 strike from Spire to Reyes. 2-1 pitch. Takes a strike swinging right down the pipe. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Spire to Reyes. Come on, Gabe, you're better than this. And there it is. Reyes struck out swinging. There we go. 1 away. Next up for the Yankees in the top of the 7th, 0 for 2 with a base on ball and a K, center fielder Trent Grisham. First pitch to Grisham from Spire, high and away. Takes a strike looking with a sinker. 91 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Britt in the building. What's good? Oh, 1 pitch. Takes a strike looking in the zone again. Behind in the count now 0-2 for Grisham. Top of the 7th with 1 out. We're knotted up at 2. And obviously this one could go either way. And whoever ends up winning this game will end up winning the series 2 games out of 3. Come on, Gabe. You got to recover after giving up that homer. Not ideal. And Gabe is actually one of our better bullpen guys with Brash and then Munoz as our closer. But, you know, even guys that are talented will sometimes, you know, hang a pitch right over the plate trying to get ahead in the count. And another punch out there. Grisham on 3 pitches strikes out swinging. And, again, you know, normally Gabe is going to go after the hitters and Goldschmidt connected, but we end up punching out the next 2 guys after that. Down goes Trent Grisham, and now with 2 outs, first baseman, 1 for 3 with a K, Ben Rice. And obviously, them tying the game up, we can't let them take the lead here. But sometimes that's all it takes is 1 bad pitch for the game to be tied. And down goes Ben Rice. So besides that 1 bad pitch, you know, Gabe was nice, but again, now the game is tied, and we're knotted up at 2. Time for the Mariner offense to get rocking and rolling. Go to the bottom of the 7th inning and see who's up next for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a run and a K. Shortstop Leo Rivas. Batting second, 0 for 3, second baseman Miles Mastrobuoni. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a base on ball and a K, DHing Jorge Polanco. Let's go Mariners. Go M's. Gained 4 subs today on the stream, which is a good sign. Now we're only 10 subs away from 20,800. If you haven't subbed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Help your boy out. Let's go, Leo. Let's get it started, baby. Come on, Leo. Maybe drop the bunt down. Two runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Mariners. First pitch, low and away from Hamilton to Leo Rivas. Fouled off with the sinker, 94 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Come on, Leo. Let's start the rally. Great seeing Leo in the starting lineup finally. JP was a healthy scratch. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have seen Leo start. But again, for a guy that's batting 300 to 340, even with limited action, he definitely deserves to be playing every day. And I would love for him to be playing with JP. Have Leo play second and JP play short. But then that would mean like Dylan Moore or someone else would get left out. But 341 average, no homers, 3 ribbies, OPS of 827. I just don't know why they treat Rivas like he's Donovan Solano, because he's not. 1-1 pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Leo Rivas. Come on, Leo. 1-2 pitch, fouled off. Good souvenir for a fan there. 1 ball and 2 strikes with no outs, and we're knotted up at 2. 1-2 pitch, sinker, fouled off, low and away, 94 miles an hour there by Hamilton. Come on, Leo, grind out this at bat. Go. All right, Rivas strikes out swinging. We got to figure out someone to get this rally going. Next up, second baseman, leadoff hitter today, Miles Mastrobuoni. I don't know if JP will have an opportunity to pinch yet, but obviously Mastrobuoni not doing a whole lot here. Come on, Miles, find a way. On deck is Jorge Polanco. First pitch to Mastrobuoni from Hamilton, takes a strike looking in this 0-1 count. Maybe try to drop a bunt down. I mean, especially if you're 0 for 3, it can't hurt. And it could be the start of a rally. Bottom of the 7th, nobody on with 1 out. We're knotted up at 2. Hamilton in for the pen for the Yankees in relief. and Miles Mastrobuoni in the box. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike swinging, high and away. Behind in the count now, 0-2 for Miles Mastrobuoni, the former Chicago Cub. Come on, Miles. Would have been much better having JP at the top of the order, especially winning the game for us with the game-winning RBI in the 11th inning yesterday. He was scheduled to start, and that was a late scratch. 0-2 pitch, fouled off with the sinker, high and away. 94 miles an hour by Hamilton. Count remains 0-2 to Miles Mastrobuoni. Batting .213, no homers, and 6 ribbies, with 2 lineouts and a ground out so far here today. 0-2 pitch, low and inside at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Hamilton to Mastrobuoni. Come on, Miles. Sinker fouled off. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just like this, Miles. Follow through. You can do it. Not JT in the building. What's good? Bottom of the 7th, 2-2. Yankees and Mariners knotted up. Nobody on. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Hamilton to Mastrobuoni. And we had a pitching duel yesterday with Max Fried and Brian Wu, and we had another one here. Obviously with Luis Castillo on the bump for the Seattle Mariners, and then obviously with Will Warren for the Yankees. 9 Ks for Warren, 6 Ks for Castillo. Slider, fouled that one off. 1-2 pitch, and big swing and a miss. Down goes Mastrobuoni, 2 away. Next up, DHing for the Seattle Mariners, Jorge Polanco. Come on, Polo, we need you. I mean, considering we're the most injured team in baseball with the Braves, we're not a top 3 pitching staff anymore because of the injuries. We haven't had our number 1 or number 2 for a majority of the year. George Kirby hasn't even played yet in 2025, and we only had Logan Gilbert for a month and a half, 2 months before he got hurt. So how many teams would really be able to have an above 500 record with their starting 2 best pitchers out? Not many. So Brian Wu's been great. Castillo's been great. Logan Evans, Emerson Hancock, and Bryce Miller have not been good. So we only have 2 guys out of 5 at the moment. But the other 2 pitchers are going to be back in about a week and a half. And as far as, the players, hitting wise, we used to be the worst hitting team in baseball, number 1 strikeout team. Now we're a top 3, top 4 hitting team overall. So, instead of being really good at pitching and can't hit, now we can hit, but the pitching hasn't been as good. But again, bullpen, has had some moments, where we've been pretty good, but Gabe Spire, Matt Brash, Munoz, when those guys are on, they're hard to beat. But I definitely think it is sustainable. This is the best team the Mariners have had, top to bottom, since 2001. I think that we have a very good chance of winning the division or getting second place and getting into the playoffs with a wild card. And, again, we just got to be able to have that next man up mentality. And, Julio has been very, very hot in May. And, Polanco has been great. Julio's great. Cal's great. You got good role players and Dylan Moore and JP Crawford and Ben Williamson. And it's just about finding the right mix of farm guys and old school vets, and then being able to put together the best lineup for that particular day. All right, let's go to the top of the 8th. Still knotted up at 2, and let's see who's up next here for the Yankees. Next up, 1 for 3 with 2 Ks, DHing Aaron Judge. Batting second, right fielder Cody Bellinger. And batting third, shortstop Anthony Volpe. And we had Gabe Spire in, and he fucked it all up by giving the home run to Goldschmidt when we had a 2-1 lead. Now it's 2-2, and they're going to be bringing in Carlos Vargas, who is not very trustworthy, but hopefully he will find a way. had to go feed my pup. And in play for Judge. Back. See ya! And Aaron Judge finally makes his mark. 444 feet. 3-2 Yankees. Nice job by Aaron. Rough one for us Mariner fans. Next up is Cody Bellinger. Vargas is terrible. Shows you how important bullpen pitching is. You know, your starter can be great, but if your bullpen sucks, you know, or they end up being shaky, then eventually good hitters will find a way to get it going, or they might have been, you know, stuffed and stymied early on, you know, but again, when you have a hitter as great as Aaron Judge, who's literally playing the best out of any player in MLB in 2025, you might knock him down, you know, a couple times, but eventually, you know, he'll find the mark, and he did right there. First pitch to Bellinger in there with a strike looking, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike from Vargas to Bellinger. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes Bellinger. 1 away. But the damage was already done right here. And obviously this guy right here, he's fucking terrible. Next up, shortstop, Anthony Volpe. Cubs and Dodgers. First pitch to Volpe. Inside, takes a strike looking with a sinker, 0-1 count. But that is like not common, you know, for the Mariners to give up a home run, you know, with one guy, and then in the next inning to give up another home run with another guy. But again, you know, when you end up playing top tier teams, you know, the Mariners and the Yankees have almost identical records. They have one more win at the moment, 24-18 versus 23-18. But again, our bullpen has not been very good this year. So, you know, pitching hasn't been good really overall, if we're really being honest. Wu and Castillo have been pretty good, but you know, maybe Brash and Munoz are really the only ones that we have confidence in. And Gabe was good early in the season, but lately he hasn't been good, and he's hurt us. And obviously, you know, we've been able to minimize the damage with Judge in these 3 games, but you had to have thought at least, you know, once he would more than likely homer. And it took him to the 3rd game, to the end of the game to do it. But hey, better late than never for a guy like Aaron Judge. Top of the 8th with 2 outs now. Down goes Volpe. Next up is Jason Dominguez. And if the Mariners are going to have any chance to try to, you know, find a way to tie this up or win in extras, we can't let them get to 4. First pitch is high and away with a sinker from Vargas to Dominguez. 1-0 count. Judge gets his batting average up to 412. Ridiculous. Very, very spectacular player, to say the least. 2-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike from Vargas to Dominguez. But again, it's like, you know, when you got 6 or 7 guys in the pen and you only trust 1, you know, that's, you know, kind of what we're up to. And normally, you know, we have to put up 5-6 runs or more to make up for the bad starting pitching or the bad bullpen. And, you know, when you're only sitting at 1 to 3 runs, it's hard to win. Pitch is low and at the knees. Now count is full. It's from Vargas to Dominguez. 3 balls, strikes, nobody on with 2 outs. Yankees just took the lead. Back-to-back homers in the 7th and the 8th inning, given up from Gabe Spire and Carlos Vargas. Goldschmidt and Aaron Judge, and now the Mariners are down by 1 with 2 innings to go to try to tie it up and win. Should have had, I mean, obviously after Gabe gave up the home run, he was good after that. Like, why not have Gabe go 2 innings? Why do we have guys like Vargas even in? And then sometimes they let Vargas go 2 innings. It's like, why do you let shitty players go extended innings, and then the ones that are typically good, you only have them go 1? Make it make sense, Dan Wilson. All right, well, we get out of the inning, but obviously we don't go unscathed. Obviously, Goldschmidt getting a homer there in the top of the 7th, and then in the top of the 8th, Aaron Judge, finding a pitch that he could handle from our shitty relief guy, Carlos Vargas. And now we're down by a run. Let's see if the Mariners have what it takes to tie it up or to take the lead. Our version of Aaron Judge on the Seattle Mariners, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a K. Center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, 1 for 3 and a K. Catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a K, left fielder Randy Arozarena. So we have the guys to do it. It's just, will they do it? And hopefully we can get on base first with Julio, unless he ends up going yard. But it really depends on who the Yankees have coming into the pen. Let's go M's. All right, we need some magic. We need some of that Soto mojo, baby. Come on, Julio. First pitch to Julio Rodriguez from Cruz. Low and away with the splitter. 1-0 count. Come on, J-Rod. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike from Cruz to Julio. Fernando Cruz on the mound. Julio Rodriguez in the box. Come on, Julio. We need you, baby. You've been really, really good in May. Let's keep that hot streak going. 1-1 pitch. Takes a strike swinging with the splitter. Low and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes with no outs. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Yankees up now 3-2. Come on, J-Rod. Let's go, baby. Moose is here. As my pup walks in here, she misses Dad. He's got some lunch. Fernando Cruz to Julio Rodriguez. We're in the bottom of the 8th, 3-2 Yankees. Come on, Julio. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off with the splitter, high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Cruz to Julio. Come on, baby. Find a way. Come on, J-Rod. 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a K. Pitch is low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Cruz to Julio. All right. My pup is going to go lay down on the couch. She knows Dad's not done just yet. In play. And Rodriguez grounds out to third, throw to first, one away. Next up, 1 for 3 with a K, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And if there was ever a moment that we needed Cal to go yard, Trident's up, it's right now. Come on, Cal. Trident's up, let's go. Come on, baby, we need it. First pitch. The big dumper, Cal Raleigh, takes a strike looking with the splitter. Probably should have swung on that one. 0-1 count. Come on, Cal. Trying to go for home run number 14. 243 average, 13 homers, 28 ribbies in 2025. Top 5 MVP candidate for the Seattle Mariners. Another strike looking on the line, low and away. Behind in the count now, 0-2 from Fernando Cruz to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Bottom of the 8th, nobody on with 1 out, 3-2 lead for New York. 0-2 pitch, low and at the knees by Fernando Cruz with the splitter, 80 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out and nobody on. 3-2 Yankees lead. Zay in the building, what's good? 1-2 pitch. Same spot, same location. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out and nobody on. Mariners down by 1. We need 1 to tie, 2 to win. And we got 2 innings to manufacture as much as we can. And obviously Gabe Spire and Carlos Vargas have not been good and gave up back-to-back homers and in the 7th and the 8th inning, when respectively they got in to Goldschmidt and Aaron Judge. And that's how it goes, man. Starting pitching can be great out of Luis Castillo, but if you don't got guys, to come in and knock the door down and keep, the team in a good spot, this happens to not only the Mariners, but to every single team. In play. And Cal Raleigh singles to right. There we go, Cal. We have a little bit of faith now. Nice job, Cal. Nice base knock into right. Next up, 0 for 2 with a K, left fielder Randy Arozarena. And if there was any time to be a fucking hero, it's right now. I mean, if we can get Randy to go yard and take a 4-3 lead, or at least to get an RBI or get on base. Come on, Randy. We need that electricity. You've been cold since that Tiger series. Takes a strike looking and a strike swinging. Behind in the count already from Fernando Cruz, 0-2 count. Bottom of the 8th with a runner at first, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Randy. You got to wake up at some point. O2 pitch is low and inside at the knees with the splitter, 80 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Fernando Cruz to Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. Do something. I mean, we already got to deal with your lackluster effort when you play defense. The last thing that we need is for you to be a liability in the box also. Come on, Randy. Be a hero. Bottom of the 8th, 3-2 New York. Runner at first. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Cruz to Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. Keep this inning going. In play. And hit by a pitch again. Wow. Randy's getting plunked left and right. Second time that he's been plunked, but as long as he doesn't get hurt when he gets hit by a pitch, I think we'll take it. Runners at first and second now with 1 out. Here we go. And I believe we have up next Dylan Moore. Come on, Dylan. This would be an awesome time for a RBI or a homer for our guy Demo. Let's go, baby. 3-2 with runners at first and second with 1 out. We could at least tie it up here. And nobody gets hit more than Randy. Same thing kind of happened to Eugenio Suarez when he was on the team. For whatever reason, certain guys end up getting hit more than others, but hits him in the bicep there. But again, we'll take any way that we can get a guy onto first base. So, and it definitely didn't look like intentional. Randy normally doesn't get hit intentionally. Come on, baby. Now, a little mound visit and a strategy on how they want to be able to pitch to Demo. All right, bottom of the eighth. Runners at first and second with one out. We're down by a run. Demo batting .289. 7 homers, 13 ribbies. He's been one of our best role players. Even got Player of the Week in MLB a few weeks ago. So hopefully Demo, can find a little bit of a sweet spot in the strike zone and just let it rip. Bottom of the eighth, runners at first and second with one out. Yankees up 3-2. And Demo in play, grounds out into the fucking double play. You got to be shitting me. Fuck. Brutal. Great defense there by the Yankees, and absolutely the last thing that we needed right there is for Demo to ground out into a double play. And now we're down to our last inning. That's fucking brutal. Nice job by the Yankees there defensively, but golly, Demo. Fucking A. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Yankees in the top of the ninth, and hopefully it'll still be 3-2 in the bottom of the ninth, and we'll have one last chance to either tie it up or win. What a missed opportunity there by the Mariners, but it happened. Next up for the Yankees, 0 for 2 with a base on ball. His first start in 2025 in the 7-hole, DJ LeMahieu. Batting second, 1 for 1 with a homer. Pitch hitting in the previous inning, first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. And then pinch hitting after Vivas and Reyes will be Austin Wells. All right, so LeMahieu, Goldschmidt, Wells. And since we don't have the lead, we're not going to see Andres Munoz, so this could really go sideways. We're bringing in Colin Snyder. I don't know if I like that. Kind of tough, when you have 7, 8 guys in the pen and you only trust 2. Andres Munoz and Matt Brash, who just came back from Tommy John. I don't trust anybody else. I mean, as much as I like Gabe Spire, fucking A, man, he's been fucking up lately in the last 3, 4, 5, 6 opportunities. It's like night and day. Like the first 5 or 6 times Gabe got in, he was lights out. But the last 5 or 6, he's been fucking terrible. Giving up RBIs, base hits, home runs. We can't afford for one of our best guys, or one of our top 2 guys in the bullpen to fuck up. But that's what's happening. But at least we get Kirby and Gilbert back in about a week and a half. Hopefully we can tread water and stay afloat. We've got the day off tomorrow. 3-game set on the road against the Padres. Hopefully we can win at least 1 or 2 out of 3. Then we play the White Sox. After that, a 4-game set against the Astros, and then the Twins. So it's going to be tough. 0-1 pitch to LeMahieu. Takes a strike swinging inside. Behind the count now 0-2 from Colin Snyder to DJ LeMahieu. 3.93 ERA. 14 Ks to 3 walks. Opponent average is 274 for Colin Snyder here in 2025. 0-2 pitch. Fouled off, low and at the knees with the cutter. That remains still 0-2 to DJ LeMahieu. Top of the ninth, 3-2 Yankee lead. 0-2 pitch in play. And LeMahieu singles to center. Fucking A. Kidding me. Next up, first baseman, 1-for-1 with a run and an RBI, a homer, and with his pinch hit against Gabe Spire in the 7th, Paul Goldschmidt. And Goldschmidt's been very good for this Yankee team, obviously not having Juan Soto, here in New York, obviously joining the other New York team in the Mets in the offseason. But by bringing in Goldschmidt and Bellinger, they were hoping to kind of match, the progress, a 2-for-1 for Soto, based off production. And, even though Bellinger is still a little streaky, Goldschmidt has been very good. First pitch. Inside at the knees, takes a strike looking with the sinker, even though it should have been called ball. Terrible call by the ump there. 0-1 count. Runner at first with no outs. In play. Popped out to right. 1 away. Down goes Goldschmidt. Next up, pinch hitting for the Yankees catcher, Austin Wells. We need a double play of our own right here. A little slow hit ball by Wells right up the middle. And then hopefully we can create our own double play. First pitch from Snyder to Wells. Takes a strike swinging. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count from Snyder to Wells. Top of the 9th, runner at first with 1 out with a Yankee 1-run lead. And we're just trying to keep it within 1. And hopefully the bats can come alive so we can tie it up or win the game in the bottom of the 9th. 0-1 pitch, high and outside with the sinker. 1 ball and 1 strike from Snyder to Wells. We're 4 likes away from the goal from 50. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We only need 4 more of y'all to be able to smash that like button when we hit the goal. Let's go. Pitch is inside, low, and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to Austin Wells. 2-1 pitch, fouled off with the sweeper. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Colin Snyder to Austin Wells. Top of the 9th, 3-2 Yankee lead with a runner at first, and we need a double play desperately. Come on, baby. We need that Soto mojo. 2-2 pitch, low and away with a sweeper, fouled off. Count remains still 2-2 to Austin Wells. Come on, Mariners. Trident's up. And it's not often the Mariner bullpen will give up a homer in the 7th and a homer in the 8th, but hopefully we can still find a way to recover. And Wells strikes out swinging. There we go, Snyder. 2 away. Down goes Austin. Next up for the Yankees, 0-for-3 with a base on ball and 2 Ks, Trent Grisham. Had a home run robbed by Julio Rodriguez in the first. First pitch, high and inside with a sinker, 93 miles an hour, 1-0 count to Grisham. Come on, Colin. Let's find a way to get us out of this inning. 1-0 pitch. High and away. Takes a strike looking on the line. Probably should have been called ball if we're really being honest. 1 ball and 1 strike from Snyder to Grisham. And this ump is not as bad as the one yesterday, but still, most umps are not perfect by any means. 1-1 pitch. 4-seam fastball fouled off, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Snyder to Grisham. Top of the 9th, runner at first with 2 outs. Yankees hanging on to a 1-run lead, 3-2. And a 1-2 count from Snyder to Grisham. Come on, Colin. Sweeper, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Snyder to Grisham. Come on, baby. Dig deep, Mariners. Come on now. 2-2 pitch. Inside. Tries to jam the hitter at the knees with a cutter. 85 miles an hour. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner at first. Come on, Air Mariners. Get out of this. And Grisham. Got him. There we go. Nice job. Strikes out looking, swinging. All of the above, baby. There we go. Let's go. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 9th. See who's up next here for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 3 with a run and 2 Ks, Leody Taveras. Batting second, 0 for 3 with a K, third baseman Ben Williamson. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a run and 2 Ks, Leo Rivas. Let's go, Mariners. All right, let's go, Leody. All right, let's find a way. Bottom of the 9th, 3-2 Yankees. We have a chance. We would have been in much better position if Gabe Spire didn't give up that homer to Paul Goldschmidt, and then Vargas coming in, who's fucking terrible, giving up the homer to Judge. But we'll see what we can do here. First pitch from Weaver to Taveras. Takes a strike looking, which is 2 feet off the plate. I don't know what this ump is looking at, but this series has been officiated. Like 85% of the calls are going for New York, and we're getting like 15. It's nowhere near being 50-50 whatsoever. And takes a strike swinging outside of the zone, now behind in the count 0-2. Where it should be 1-1, but, you know, it is what it is. Come on, Leody. Bottom of the 9th, 3-2 Yankees. Weaver on the mound and Leody Taveras in the box. 0-2 pitch, 4-seam fastball fouled off. Count remains 0-2. Pitch, low and away with the changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Weaver to Leody Taveras. Come on, Leody. Grind it out, baby. Let's go. And Taveras strikes out looking. Brutal. 1 away. Next up, third baseman Ben Williamson. On deck, Leo Rivas. Come on, Mariners, find a way. Come on, Big Ben. Not really sure why Taveras didn't swing at that last pitch, but nice pitch by Weaver. First pitch by Weaver to Big Ben Williamson. Fouls it off. High and in the zone. 0-1 count. Come on, Big Ben. Oh-1 pitch. Takes a strike swinging inside and out of the zone. Behind in the count now 0-2 from Weaver to Ben Williamson. I mean, if it keeps going like this, trajectory-wise, we're going to lose 3-2. Got to find a way to get at least somebody on base here. And like winning the game in the 9th is totally out of the question, but if we can just find a way to get a couple guys on base to tie it, that would be ideal. And then just try to win in the 10th or the 11th. 0-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Weaver to Williamson. Come on, Ben. And Williamson strikes out swinging, 2 away. All right, we're going to need a miracle now. Last but not least, shortstop Leo Rivas. Come on, Leo. Definitely let this game slip through our fingers with those late homers that Gabe Spire and Carlos Vargas gave up. If those don't happen, we win. And it looks like they're going to have Mitch Garver bat for Rivas. I don't know if that's the right move, but we'll see. Luke Weaver wheeling and dealing. And the only thing that's going to save us now is if we can recreate this photo right here. And he goes yard. Bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. Yankees up 3-2. First pitch to Garver inside with a 4-seam fastball. 1-0 count. Come on, Mitch. One-0 pitch, takes a strike swinging low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Luke Weaver to Mitch Garver. Come on, Mitch. I mean, yesterday's game was probably the worst officiated, umping that I've seen all year, but we still found a way to win, even though they tried to screw us in the 9th. 1-1 pitch, fouled off with the 4-seam fastball high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Weaver to Garver. And we're definitely going to need a miracle. We got the day off tomorrow, and then we start a 3-game set against the Padres on the road, and on Friday it'll be on Apple TV+. So you know that on Apple TV+, they're going to have the best cameras, and it's all 4K cameras. So looking forward to that broadcast. 1-2 pitch, fouled off with the changeup inside, tries to jam the hitter. Count still 1 ball, 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Yankees hanging on by a 1-run lead. And again, it shows you the importance of having good bullpen pitchers. And for Vargas to give up the home run to Judge, so be it. But Gabe really fucked us by giving that homer, up with Goldschmidt. And, it shows you how important bullpen really is for a team. Doesn't matter how good you're doing during the starting pitching. The game ends once the starter goes out and a new game begins. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Count remains still 1 ball, 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Yankees up 3-2, and we need a miracle. Come on, Mitch. Garver in the box. Weaver on the mound. We need some electricity. And there it is. Garver strikes out swinging. Good job to the New York Yankees for finding a way to, pull apart our bullpen. And again, the Yankees end up winning the series. We win 1 game out of 3, but On the flip side, it's better than getting swept, but definitely this is a game that we let slip through our fingers where we could have won this series. Mariners have the day off tomorrow, and then we'll end up being right back at it on Friday, going against the San Diego Padres on the road. Well, I appreciate every single one of y'all that liked, subbed, donated, commented, and shared. And I got one question for you. Well, talk sports like us. Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang, go Mariners.